Well, I'm delighted today to be speaking to Sarah Travis, who is Director at TASIS School in London. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
So it's great to see you today here on a sunny day in Jersey.
Yes, it's beautiful.
You're part of the Mark Brooks sort of sponsor lineup for the PCD dinner
Yep.
tonight.
Yep.
But we're going to have a little chat about TASIS School, the type of families and children you work with and educate, and a little bit more about the culture and ethos and
Yep.
what people need to know. So
Fantastic.
how do you describe the school to those interested in finding out more?
Well, it's a very international school. We've got 67 different nationalities. It's always going to be that way. It's always going to be very diverse because we cap the nationalities at 10%. It's in a beautiful location. So we're only 15 minutes by car from Heathrow Airport, 30 minutes by fast train into central London, and yet we're lucky enough to be on a fantastic 46-acre campus. So it's beautiful. You have the best of both worlds, close to London, but also on a lovely campus.
So there are children there from Asia, Middle East, Africa, North America?
Literally from all over the world, yeah.
Wow. And what's the age range in which you're educating children?
3 to 18. So
Okay.
3 to 18, and we have day and boarding students. But the boarding element actually starts in grade 8, which is when the students are 13. But prior to that, they can be day students.
And what kind of syllabus do the students cover during their education at the school?
Well, again, that's something we're really lucky with. We've got sort of many different programs that we offer. So up to grade 10, which is when the students are around 15, we follow the American curriculum. But then in the last 2 years, so grades 11 and 12, they can either do the IB diploma program or advanced placement courses, sometimes known as AP courses.
Okay, and what's the sort of destinations in which students go when they leave the school? Where do they tend to go on to next?
Yeah, again, that's very varied, but predominantly it will either be a top UK or a top US university. So each year we'll have students that go to MIT, Harvard, Princeton, Yale, and then Oxford, Cambridge, LSE, King's College London. So it will tend to be either UK or US, but then we'll also have a small proportion that will go to various other parts of the world as well.
And what's the size of the school? I mean, how many people are studying there at any
At the
one time?
moment, we've got roughly 650,
Okay.
with about 230 of those being boarders and the rest day students.
Okay, and you travel a lot yourself.
I do,
You go around representing the school. I mean, where do you tend to go to meet parents and people interested in finding out more?
Gosh, it really is all over the world. So Thailand, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, we'll go to South America, different parts of Europe. Just really all over the place.
Wow. And do you have any special facilities that you often tend to talk to people about, or specialisms within the teaching body that really make you stand out?
I think in terms of subjects, we're sort of really strong in all of them. We don't really sort of have one area where we can say this is our strength. We are very good across the board. We do have amazing facilities though. We've got art studios, music rooms, we've got a theatre on campus, an art gallery. We're also lucky enough to have, although we've got a huge teaching team, we have very small class sizes. So the average class size is just 10. So students really get that sort of really personalised experience with their learning.
Okay, very interesting. And what would you say, within the context of UK boarding options, what's your sweet spot? I mean, obviously proximity to London, this international flavour, the strength and depth of the offering, these are clear selling points, but how do you position it yourself for people looking at this and other options?
Or one of the things that I always sort of pick out is that lots of schools can say that their academics are very strong, and TASIS can certainly say that. They can say that they offer a wide range of co- and extracurricular activities. Again, we can say that as well. But one of the elements that I think really makes TASIS stand out from other schools is this sort of the real focus there is on sort of building a student's character. So we talk very much about students being resilient, kind, empathetic, compassionate, respectful, responsible. So we're building a student's character so that when they leave TASIS, they can go out to make a positive difference to the world. So that not only do they leave good qualifications, they're well-rounded individuals, but they're good characters as well, good people who want to make a real difference.
Is there an alumni network as well? Do people come back to the school to share, how it's helped them and some insight from the the real world beyond the school.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, normally there isn't a week that goes past where we don't have some alumni delegation coming back. We've had an alumni delegation this week. I think we've got from 1980 next week as well. And we also do alumni events overseas. And even some of our alumni sit on the various committees that are sort of evident at TASIS these days as well.
And how do you help people prepare to join the school? So someone's coming to do their A-levels, they've been out the system, they've been in another, studying in another country.
Sure.
I mean, it's quite a transition, isn't it? So how do you kind of make sure that the recruitment's right and the settling in is successful?
Yeah, I think in terms of the transition, TASIS is probably one of the easiest schools to transition into. We have a rolling admissions process, so it means that students can join us at any time throughout the academic year. So not only are our staff, our teachers and our staff used to sort of integrating new students all the time, but the students are used to welcoming them as well. So I think the transition is very easy in that respect. But also we have a huge sort of pastoral care team, a wellbeing team. We have a buddy family system, so any new day families that are moving into the area get assigned a buddy family to help them integrate as well. So there's lots of different elements that feed into making sure that that transition is a smooth and happy one for not only the students but the family, the entire family.
And how do you kind of report back to parents if parents are back at home, as it were, and they're sending children into the UK to school? I mean, how do you what sort of process do you put in place to make sure they feel
I think
appraised?
TASIS is probably one of the best communicating schools ever. There is lots of communication between the teachers and the parents. Our head of school is very much in touch with the parents as well. So yeah, there's a lot of communication that takes place both online and in person. So parents can always come into the school to talk to teachers or staff members like myself, but like I say, there is lots that's fed back online.
And I mean, how selective is the admissions criteria? Is it a broad church where children apply and they'll find a place and a home in the school, or what's the style in terms of selection?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, academically, we're looking for students that are sort of strong. They don't have to be sort of Einstein, but they have to be strong students able to cope with the curriculum. But really, we're looking for students that are a good fit for sort of the ethos and the mission which our school has. So students that are internationally sort of minded, that are open-minded, that are, again, looking to make a positive difference, that understand that diversity is important, listening to other people's opinions and their values is worthwhile. So they have to be a good fit for the school in that sense, not just academically.
And you're going to be addressing the dinner tonight. We've got 180 professionals going to be at L'Horizon. What are some of the key messages you want them to understand about why you're there at the dinner and what TASIS could do for the clients they're working with?
Yeah, I think it's just a really good opportunity for me to introduce TASIS England because some of them would have heard of us. We've got a very good reputation, but others won't have done. So, and to sort of explain how they might be able to introduce us to their clients. So they may have clients that they're working with and they may say, oh, we're actually looking for a school for the children at the moment. So then TASIS might be a good fit for them if they're a family that's moving from overseas to the UK, or maybe they're looking for a boarding place. So just really give them an introduction to TASIS so that they feel comfortable then introducing it to the people that they work with.
Fantastic. Well, look, great to talk to you today, Sarah, and we look forward to sharing this interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
The latest technical content delivered through global conversations with professionals for professionals.